Good morning, everyone. My name is Alice Cow, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sender One Climbing. Welcome to Sender One. So I'm an immigrant, and I moved to the U.S. when I was a teenager. And for the past 30-some years, this city, Los Angeles, has been my home. After graduating from UCLA in 2001, I've lived all over LA, from Santa Monica, Mid-City, to now back in the South Bay where I live today. And what most people don't know about me is that when I was growing up, I was terrible at sports. This is because I am extremely nearsighted, and I have a deep fear of flying objects, especially balls. So I always thought that sports was not something for me, it was for other people. And I discovered climbing completely by accident in 2007 when I was living and working in London. And climbing really resonated with me because when I'm climbing, I'm this close to the wall so I can see, and the wall is not moving. For the first time in my life, I thought even I could be an athlete in this sport. In 2012, my husband, Wes, and I had a dream to build Sender One because we wanted to share climbing with other people. And we wanted climbing to help other people like it helped us. And I guess we might have imagined that one day climbing would be in the Olympics because this wall right here, we actually named it the Torch. But never in our wildest dreams did we ever think that the Olympics and Paralympics would actually be taking place in our hometown, Los Angeles. And somehow our gyms ended up exactly where the action of LA 2080 is going to be. In Westwood Village near UCLA, where I went to school, where the athletes will stay, and in the city of Lakewood, where it's just minutes down the street from the Long Beach Climbing Center, where the actual games will take place. It's as if we were preparing for this exact moment long before we knew it was coming. One of the defining moments for me in my climbing journey is when we hosted the 2021 Paraclimbing World Cup here in this building. And I remember watching those athletes compete, thinking that they weren't just climbing walls, they were actually showing us what is possible when you allow yourself to dream. And when I come here every day and I watch Isabel climb, which you're going to hear from her next, it really reminds me that what climbing gave me, a dream that I didn't think I was allowed to have. Earlier this week, when I learned that Mayor Bass and her team was coming to do this event here, I was actually in Taiwan visiting family, and I was staying with my aunt, who is a polio survivor who has been in a wheelchair her whole life. And I actually told her why today is so special, and I told her that if it were a different time, maybe this is something that she could have done for herself. And this is why today really matters. So I want to say thank you to Mayor Bass and your team for allowing us to celebrate this moment with you. And to the paraclimbers today, I can't wait for you to see her climb. And to the city of Los Angeles for giving me this dream. Sender One is honored to be a part of the Paralympic movement, and we can't wait to welcome the world to Los Angeles. Thank you. Mayor Bass, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And I hope everyone is feeling great after a few days off, hopefully. And what a wonderful way to start the week. And Alice, thank you so much for hosting us here at Sender One. This is an incredible place, and I can't wait to see how all of these walls are used for climbing. But we are 1,000 days away from the Paralympics, and it was just a few weeks ago we were celebrating and acknowledging 1,000 days away from the Olympics. And this is going to go by so fast. But I will say one thing. I had the opportunity to be in Paris for a very short period of time for both the Olympics and the Paralympics, and I just came away so incredibly inspired at the Paralympic athletes and how they were able to achieve excellence in spite of extra challenges. So in 2028, we will make history by hosting the first ever Paralympic Games here in Los Angeles. In 1984, that was not the case. But I don't think there's any place better to mark this milestone than right here at Center One, such an important community space that puts athletes first and has hosted world-class events like the Paralympic World Cup. It's an honor to be in a space with such incredible athletes, and in a few minutes, we'll see a demonstration. I can't wait to see that. But the whole point is that people with physical challenges or other type of challenges can be amazing athletes when they have access to institutions such as this one that serve the interest and needs of the whole community. So the 2028 Games is an opportunity to change the narrative about what is possible in every way, to reimagine our infrastructure, strengthen community resilience, invest in our local businesses, and expand opportunities for all Angelenos, and in this case, especially Angelenos with disabilities. A true Games for all. And what we really hope to do is really lift up and pay a lot of attention to the Paralympic athletes and to the Games when they come, so that, again, people see how excellence can be achieved by all. And I think it's an example of our inclusive city where Angelenos from all neighborhoods and all abilities and incomes can participate equally and independently in all aspects of life, including in youth sports, employment opportunities, civic engagement, and all of the small but impactful moments of being an Angeleno. So a game that creates opportunities for family-owned businesses like this one, which is a shining example of the power of small businesses that will no doubt continue to grow through 2028 and beyond. And a few minutes ago, we were talking about the Games might be in one location, training in another location, and it's a way of spreading the opportunities to everyone. So with that, I would like to introduce the wonderful council member from the district, Councilwoman Tracy Park.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Madam Mayor. It is really an honor to be here this morning at Center One in the heart of CD11 as we mark 1,000 days until the launch of the 2028 Paralympic Games. For anyone who lives on the west side, Center One isn't just a climbing gym. This really is a community pillar, a family-owned business that's opened its doors to beginners, elite competitors, and now world-class paraclimbing, which will make its Olympic debut right here in Los Angeles. To have that history begin here in this council district is something that I am personally incredibly proud of. The Paralympic Games represent the highest level of athletic excellence, but they also represent something deeper, a long overdue shift in how our country and the world think and talk about disability, ability, and inclusion. Forever, people with disabilities have been underestimated, overlooked, or spoken about instead of listened to. Paralympic athletes shatter those old assumptions every time they take the field, the court, or the climbing wall. When I came to office, I made a commitment that CD11 wouldn't be left out of the Games. It took partnership, persistence, and a lot of local grit. But today, Council District 11 will be hosting several Olympic and Paralympic events, including marathon, triathlon, and street cycling. That's not just an opportunity, it's a responsibility. And thank you, Mayor Bass, for being such an incredible partner on this journey. This year, when the Palisades fire devastated our neighbors, I stepped away from my role as chair of our city's Olympic Committee to focus entirely on recovery. And I made that decision because before we can welcome the world, we have to take care of our own. And while that work continues, the fortitude that I see in this council district is extraordinary. From the Palisades to Westchester, we are rebuilding, reopening, and renewing. And now, With the Paralympic countdown officially underway, City 11 is ready to lift that same spirit of resilience onto the world stage. Over the next 1,000 days, our focus is going to be making sure that every athlete of every ability experiences a Los Angeles that is accessible, inclusive, and truly welcoming. So Mayor Bass, again, I am incredibly grateful to you for ensuring that accessibility isn't an afterthought, but rather a foundation. The Paralympics are not secondary to the Olympics. They are equal in prestige, equal in importance, and equal in the inspiration that they bring to the world. The athletes who will compete here are redefining what strength looks like, what excellence looks like, and what humanity looks like. And so to everyone here at Sender One, and to our disability community partners, and to all of the athletes who are training today and dreaming about 2028, thank you. Let's make these next 1,000 days count so that when the world arrives here in LA, we'll be ready to show them our best. Resilient, inclusive, and ready to embrace every athlete who comes to our city. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Isabel Benvenuti. I'm a paraclimber, and it sometimes still feels a little surreal to hear other people call me an athlete or talk about my career as a climber because of how recently it all started. I was actually introduced to competition paraclimbing here at Sender One. As Alice mentioned, they hosted an IFSC Paraclimbing World Cup here a few years ago, and I went to that event as a spectator, and I'd only climbed a few times before that, but while I was watching, I thought that maybe competition might be something that would be fun to try. And so I did, and I dove really headfirst into training. And before I knew it, I had qualified for the national team, and I had medals to my name, and the people that I had watched that day as a spectator became my teammates in my competition. At that point, we didn't know if paraclimbing would be included in LA 28, and that became a reality kind of at the same time as my career has developed, and it's been really fun to see. So considering how it all started, it feels very full circle that the first time that we'll see paraclimbing as a Paralympic sport is going to be here in LA at the first ever Paralympic Games that the city has hosted. Just training for this event is such a special privilege to me, and I'm very grateful to have it. I hope that hosting the Paralympics here showcases LA as a leader in all adaptive sports, but especially paraclimbing, given that we have such great gyms in the city and surrounding area and amazing outdoor climbing here as well. I also hope that the Games push the growth of paraclimbing here in LA. Since the announcement, I've seen a lot more interest in programming for paraclimbing in the city, and I would love to see that continue. I want kids to know that this sport exists, and I want there to be opportunities for them to try it if they want to get involved. But more than anything, I really hope that these games inspire people, whether they're para or not, to just try climbing because it's such a great sport. Thank you.